So years ago, when there was an acoustic guitar sitting around my house and no one in the house really knew how to play it, my dad used to pick it up and do that with his thumb and play that kind of weird version of Smoke on the Water. But there's actually good reasons to use your thumb when you're playing, and today we're going to talk about just what those are. Welcome to Music with Marky. So you might be wondering why even bother to play using your thumb at all, or maybe you already are thinking about it because you've looked at players like Jimi Hendrix and some of those classic rock blues players that use their thumb quite a bit. And it's kind of a twofold type of thing. There's a reason as a rhythm player to do it, and there's also a reason as a lead player to do it. With rhythms, it often comes up with modifications of basic bar chords. It's almost like playing triads and putting the bass back into it. So I can take something like a G major here, which you could play as a bar chord. Pull the distortion back a little bit. And you could play it just like that. But all of your fingers are in use now, and if you want to do things to embellish the chord, it's very difficult to do that. So now instead we can build the chord with the thumb and the bass, and you play the G note here, and then build the triad instead of using the whole bar chord. So I've got the 3rd fret B string, the D, then the B here, and the G here, a little step ladder, and then G in the bass. And now I've got my pinky free and more freedom of movement than I did in the bar chord, so I can embellish, add notes to the chord, subtract. Very simple stuff, but it gives you the kind of freedom you have when you play open chords when you're embellishing. Now you can do it moving up the neck, and I'm playing in keys that don't involve open strings as well. So if I'm in the key of G minor instead, and I've got like a B flat major, you see I've got that freedom of movement. I can do the types of things, as I said, you would do with open chords, but now with moved bar chords, if you will, but chords that are using thumb and the bass. And so as a rhythm tool, it's very useful like that. Now as a lead tool, mixing leads, like a bluesy type of lead with a rhythm type of structure where you have a moving bass figure, so you're not just playing the lead and counting on the band to do all the background music. You're maybe doing something by yourself. Now, a lot of times you would do this type of thing in keys like A and E because you have the open strings available. So I could do like got that open E. Very easy to do. I've got the open strings available to me. But again, what if I go to something like G minor, where now my progression is going to be a G minor to, let's say, a C and a D. We'll keep it to 1, 4, 5 there. So I have going back with my first finger to that G note there is quite difficult. If I instead use my thumb, I've got the freedom of movement again. Didn't know where to go there. So as you can see, with the thumb engaged, I have the ability to play almost rhythm and lead at the same time, or a bass figure and a lead at the same time. So it's something you definitely want to get used to if you play any of this type of music. And it can even be used in the types of music, more classical or rock-based type of things. I could take a progression here like something like that. Even when you get to the heavier part of a song like that. Infinitely useful. So you definitely want to think about adding this as something to your playing that you may not have done before. And the methodology of doing it is very simple. I mean, your thumbs are already there a lot of the times when you're playing any kind of leads in this place where you're doing bends. Your thumb's right there. So think about what bass notes are available to you when you're playing if you want to mix it up and add more interest to what you're doing, or be almost your own rhythm player while you're playing lead. So I hope that little foray into playing with your thumb made sense to you guys, and you can get something out of it. I kind of cruised through it there. I didn't break it up the way I usually do, but I think it's more of a watch me play kind of lesson, so you just get the ideas and then can take it and do something on your own. If you have any questions or comments or further ideas of your own, please share them below. I get back to everybody as soon as I can. And until next time, guys, keep making great music. Hey friends, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. It makes the whole world better.